All right. All right, ready? We're going to make ourselves some beef stew. Can't wait. It's been a while. It's getting about that time. It's kind of cloudy, a little cool out, and rainy. So this is what you're going to need for your beef stew. You're going to need bone broth, beef. You're going to need some carrots, an onion, some potatoes, a yellow wax pepper or Hungarian pepper, some thyme, some parsley, celery, some garlic, salt and pepper, and one small 8-ounce tomato sauce and one 6-ounce tomato paste. All right, so the next thing you're going to need for your beef stew is you're going to need 3 tablespoons of oil, a 1/4 cup of flour, and some top round. Now, I butcher my own, so when I buy it, it's about this big, and then I cut it up and I portion it and everything, so I have it. I buy a large quantity. But you can go to the store, just buy a pound, 1 pounder. It could be a top round, it could be a bottom round, it could be a roast, it could be a chuck steak, whatever you like, whatever flavor you like. If you like real bold flavors, use a chuck steak. It's phenomenal. Kind of shreds apart in it, and melts. Oh, it's so good. All right, so we're going to get started with this. Okay, so to start, what we're going to do is we're going to cut up our beef. Remember, always have your cutting board. Make sure to have that towel underneath so it doesn't move all over the place. We're going to pull this stuff off to the side. And we're going to go ahead. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off some of this fat that's over on this side. But now I won't get rid of that fat. I'll throw it in there and then I'll pull it back out because I want to get some of that flavor from that. So we got that done. You can see this knife's so sharp I take no pressure at all to fillet with it. Look at that. Cuts right through it like it's nothing, like it's butter. So we get that done. All right. Now we're going to cut into about 1/2-inch cubes. All right. I'm going to pick it up, put it down, and there's one. Okay. I'll take that, and then we're now remember, I'm only feeding 2 people, so we don't need a big one. If you're feeding more, you know, I figure a pound per 2 to 3 people. So, okay, so we got those done. Oh, you get off my hand. Take the next one. Nice even cuts all the way across, like that. Kind of like you see the guys do at the sushi restaurant. That's how sharp this is. All right. There we go. So the beef's done. Now, you're probably wondering, what do I need the flour for? Well, I'm going to show you what I need the flour for. All right. Let's get this going with the flour. So what I'll end up doing is I'm going to take this and we'll put it in a bowl. I'm going to mix it in with the flour and a little bit of salt. And I'm going to toss it in a bowl really, really good. Then I'm going to go over to my pot, which we're going to transfer over there in a second. Go over to my pot and I'll drop it in the hot oil. So here we go. All right. So here's the beef that I told you. I tossed in flour and a little bit of salt. I'm going to mix that up real good. You just want to lightly coat it. Just lightly coat it. There's more than enough. You know, make sure it's liberally coated all over it. Then what we're going to do, we're going to put this aside. I'll put this right over here so you can see it. All right. Then we're going to turn this on high. We're going to put our oil. Of course, I'm going to throw this don't worry about it. We're going to take those out. Those will not go in the stew. All right, now the oil has come back up to temperature. Now just leave this little piece of meat in there right now, just to, with that, kind of get that flavor and move it around a little. We'll put that on the side, and then we'll dump this in. All right. Now, what we'll do is just going to leave it there and let it fry. Now, when the meat browns, we're going to put it back in the bowl, and then we're going to throw our vegetables in there. So while we're waiting for that to cook, why don't we... Okay, so as you can hear the beefs in the background cooking. Every once in a while, I'm going to disappear to go stir that, and then come back and let's get working on these vegetables. All right, so let's get started on the vegetables. All right, so we're going to do the celery first. Now you kind of chop this into some big chunks if you want. You don't have to. You don't want to. It's a beef stew, so you want heartiness. So you want some thick pieces in there. Got that. You can hear that cooking away. Slide that over. Let's get this onion done. Because these will be the first two things that we put in our pot after we pull our meat out. All right. All right. So we got our celery done. I'll go over and stir that meat. Okay, now we're gonna work on the carrots and get the carrots done. Then I kind of line the carrots up like this. Push that off. Put little bits in there. And then I cut my carrots on a bias. I like doing this. It gives some nice chunky carrots in your beef stew. You know, see how it looks real country southern style. We are in Tennessee, y'all. Let's roll that over there. Now you don't have to go with the multicolored carrots. I did it because they were on sale. And I figured, you know what, why not? They're on sale, I'll try it out. Look how pretty those carrots are. All right, we get to this. That's done. We're gonna do our pepper now. I'm not gonna deseed this pepper. I want the seeds in this pepper. I want a little bit of that heat from the pepper. So don't get rid of that. And this we're gonna normal slice. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. Got that. Then we'll do the garlic. You know, like already pretty chunky. Now the potatoes, we're going to save those for last. Potatoes will be one of the last things we put in. Probably I'd say do it an hour before it's done. So we got the vegetables done. We'll get the potatoes in there. We got some parsley. Now all I like to do is I boil my parsley up into a ball. Slide my stuff over there. parsley's done. Slide that over. You can get rid of this stuff and throw it in the trash. And here's my fresh thyme. Throw some fresh thyme in there. Another fresh thyme there. Okay, let's go back and check on the goods. Okay, there's our beef chilling and cooking. And we're gonna take this, we're gonna dump this in our bowl. You see we got that in there. Now we're gonna add our celery and our onions. Celery and onions. We'll add the rest of our oil. I used about half, and I'll use the other half for this. Get it in there. Alright. It's all mixed up. Now don't worry about that, because that's all goodly goodness right there. Don't worry about that. That's all the good stuff. So we're gonna let this cook for about, I'd say about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on, you know, when it gets to that point that I like it, where it's a little bit translucent. So let's go back over and finish up cutting up the rest of the vegetables. All right, there we go. We got our onions working. Yay! All right, I love to cook, as you can tell. I can sing and cook, and all right. I think we're pretty close. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna kick the stove up on high right at this point. Right at this point. See how nice they look? They're all glistening. Oh, those are some good yums right there. So we're gonna kick this thing up on high. And we've got our bone broth. We're going to add to this. Just give it a few minutes, give it a few minutes. I don't want it to get up there, man. Now, comes the fun part, my favorite part, man. When you add this in there, all that flavor comes to it. All right. There we go. Now, a lot of chefs you'll see cook with wine. I don't cook with wine that often because a lot of people don't drink wine. A lot of people don't like wine. But if you wanted to, you could add probably, I'd say about, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a cup of Merlot to this if you wanted to. Or some Sauvignon Blanc to it if you like. Me, you know, I kind of try to stay with the naturalist of it, of you know, let the vegetables and the beef do the flavor. Okay, so now we got that done, okay? So we're gonna let that come up to a high boil. Now, we're gonna throw the meat in with that too. There goes all that meat. We're gonna stir that real quick. We'll let it come to a boil. Now, when it comes to a boil, I'm gonna throw in, and make sure you do this, I'm gonna throw in the carrots, I'm gonna throw in the peppers and all the seasonings and the herbs, because everything's already in there. So, we'll go ahead and do that. So we got that. You can already smell it. I mean, seriously. So we're gonna let this sit. Let that simmer. Almost forgot. Almost forgot. I got the other ones, but I couldn't find that one earlier, so that's gone. All right, it's come to a rolling boil. It's been about 30 minutes, so now we're going to add the rest to it. There we go. We're going to add all this goobly stuff in there. And that. Ooh. We're going to mix this in. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the carrots and the celery and the peppers. Oh, this is going to be so good, guys. So good. You're going to need a couple shots of Worcestershire. Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. So I'm going to do a couple of those. All right, and then towards the end, we're going to add a little bit of, now it's not clean because it spills real easy, but some gravy master to it and get. All right, so now we're going to add our tomato sauce. Okay. And then we're going to add our tomato paste. Got a spoon here. Should probably be a little bit more ready and not have to grab stuff, but. So I have a heaping teaspoon like this, throw that in there. Use the spoon in. That's good. Now we're going to mix this together. Oh yeah. Okay. Now we get that in there. Look at that. I'm gonna test it. Gotta test it. See what it needs. Oh, that is good. That is real good. So we're gonna add a little bit of the black pepper. We're gonna add a little bit of salt. And we're gonna mix it together. We are going to mix it together. There we go. All right, and we'll let this cook until the beef's nice and tender, and it'll be done. It's that quick. Everything in one pot, one done, finished. Now what I would do is I'll drop this down to a simmer, like medium heat. Let's put the lid on it and just let it sit and cook. If it seems like it's still boiling on medium, way too high, drop it down some more. If it gets a little too thick, because of the vegetables and everything, you can add another cup of water to it. It won't hurt adding another cup of water to it, trust me. And there you go. Beef stew. And hopefully I'll be able to show you. All right, so here we got our pot of water. Move you up a little closer. We're gonna put some salt in it. We're going to bring that to a boil, and we're going to add our egg and noodles. Egg noodles. Fortunately, I'm not making those. I just buy them. It's simpler, it's easier, it's faster. And we wait. And here's a final presentation of the beef stew. Hope you all enjoyed this. Don't forget, it's a Music City Foodie here, and another recipe down. Try it and give me your feedback down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the bell, and the thumbs up. Talk to you guys later. Till next time, take it easy.